Alright, today is, let me get over here just a second. Hey everybody, this is Jeffrey Jansen. Today is August 26, 2018, and I came down to the river, and I was going to do it outside. It's a little hot today, but I was doing a reflection today because of all the news that's been coming out and everything else, and all the situations that are going on. And a lot of people are thinking that's the norm in everyday life, and it's not. So, getting right to the point, there was a shooting down in Florida. Now, why are people doing these shootings and stuff? Because they're getting publicity for them. They're getting people to see them because the national news has now chosen to put all the negative stuff on TV, when before, when these things were happening, they were never put on TV. Look, everyday life is hard. We know that. There are people going through depression. There's people that don't think they can make it tomorrow and everything else. The last thing you need to see on TV and all this news stuff is all the negative stuff in the world when there's so much positive stuff. You know, go look at pictures of puppies if you have to, okay? I understand that my rhetoric is not that important. However, if I can get one person to understand that they matter and they're important, if I could get through to just one person and convince them that because they're a parent, they're a hero, or because they're a friend, they are a great person, or because they're a truck driver, they're doing good for everybody, then it means I did something that mattered. Now, I used to come down to the river all the time, which I'm going to start doing again because I've had requests to go over things everyday life. Today I want to go over why I tell everybody they matter. I like to watch America's Got Talent every once in a while, but I watch it on YouTube. I don't really watch it on TV because I don't watch much TV because I have to watch things on my own time in the middle of the night when I don't sleep. And I like to see the different people that go out of their way to do something magnificent. They go out of their way, but then I watch the people that decide to try anyway and they fail. The thing about it is, the people that fail are the ones who inspire me. Why? Because they're actually trying it. They're trying to do something that they don't know what's going to happen. However, it's when they brush themselves off and get back up and do it again, or brush themselves off and try something different. I've learned in life, if you don't do anything at all, you're never going to know. The person that does nothing is going to go nowhere. A person that tries to get somewhere at least has taken 2 steps forward. Now, a lot of people say, well, they don't take any steps backwards. Anytime you try to motivate yourself, anytime you step outside your box, you're already going forward. There is no going backwards. You cannot take that back. You can't go back in time. And this is what each and every person needs to know. I understand there's some people out there, they don't believe in God, they don't believe in religion. Heck, they don't even believe in humanity anymore. They just believe that they're going through life on this treadmill that just doesn't seem to be getting them anywhere. And the reason why they feel that way is because they've had so many disasters happen in their life around them, but just not to them, that they're so scared to live outside their box. They're so scared to believe in something that they don't believe in themselves anymore. Every day we need to believe in ourselves. Every day you need to look in a mirror and tell yourself you matter. When I put that stuff up on Facebook, there is nobody in mind that I'm saying this stuff to. It's funny, I've been doing this for a few years now, and I've had teammates and everything else that thought I was speaking directly to them and got mad at me because they felt that I was talking to them. I was, but I was talking to everybody, because there are things you can put up online that are positive that will generate an effect with everybody. Now, do I put a lot of stuff up? Yeah, I do. But I've got a lot of friends in different areas of the world, in different areas of life, in different professions, in different industries. And one of the friends I want to bring up today, I'm not going to say his name, but it kind of took me as a heartfelt tug because he's a great guy. He works with veterans all the time and everything else. And I've known him probably since I was 5 years old. And all of a sudden, all this negative stuff started coming up from him. And he wasn't directing it at any one person. He wasn't singling anybody out or anything else. But the reason why is I know he's got a depression problem. But I also know he's been struggling with who he is and where he fits in society and where he belongs, not realizing that he's exactly where he's supposed to be. But he was watching things on TV, and he watches the negative stuff, and I started looking, kind of doing a background check on him, because he's my friend, and that's why I did it. And I noticed that he wasn't getting any direct verbal comments at him from anybody he knew. He was getting them from outsiders. He was getting them from people that were downing him and just bashing him because he puts himself out there all the time. That's who he is. That's what he's always been. And they were calling him everywhere, just really nasty stuff. And his friends all around him were supporting him as much as they could. Like, just, you got to ignore this stuff. But he's not doing that. He's listening to people that don't matter. He's listening to people that basically he has no clue who they are. And I see that a lot of my friends fall in this same scenario. Now, in case you're wanting to know, I've got a lot of friends that are truck drivers that deal with a lot of time on their hands. They sit in their vehicle and they listen to depressing music. I got friends in the military that think their life's over because they're overseas and they're not able to come home every single day and they feel like a prisoner. I got friends that, they're stuck in relationships they can't get out of. I think one of the funniest ones was one of my friends online, or one of my friends from Quincy. His girlfriend dumped him because he got sick the day before and couldn't come into her house, and so she dumped him because he was sick. I mean, come on. Is that really a real relationship? Are you really wanting to be with somebody like that? No, all these things are negative. But I noticed that they had to put him out there. They had to let it bother him. So then John McCain dies. Good man. Okay, good senator. I'm not going to say yay or nay. I mean, I thought he was a good man. However, I noticed people were using him to belittle the president. I'm like, why would you do that? Or they were attacking a dead guy as for things that he either didn't do or couldn't do. Yet they themselves have never stuck their neck out of their box. So it becomes everybody else's fault why they fail in life. Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter how many times you fail in life. It's about getting back up, brushing yourself off, dusting yourself off, and going at it again and again and again. And I've had people ask me when I do my motivational stuff or when I talk to people, they're like, yeah, well, how long are you supposed to fail until you quit? You don't quit. You don't stop. You keep going. Eventually, you're going to break through. I watched a Doctor Who episode, and it was kind of funny because he kept repeating life over and over and over again. Now, I know a lot of people are not science fiction fans of mine, but this one actually kind of resonates with a lot of people. And it kind of resonates with motivation. If you have pure motivation and you want something so bad, it doesn't matter how long it takes, you'll eventually get there. Anyway, in this episode, he had to cut through diamond. Basically about 20 feet of diamond. It took him almost 6 billion years to cut through the diamond. And he had to keep repeating himself. But every time he cut a little bit more, he'd end up dying. Cut a little bit more, end up dying. Cut a little bit more. But he made it all the way through the end. And it turned out to be a test of how long it's going to take you to take the back door to get to where you want. That was the back door. 6 billion years was the back door. The front, you could have got there in a couple days. But he took the back door because he believed in something. And I look at all these people out there that they keep trying, they fail, and they just give up. Well, you got to find something in your life that you can't give up for. Do you give up on your kids? Do you give up on your life? I watch people commit suicide that have everything in the world. I watch rich people commit suicide that have everything in the world because they can't figure out what they want. And you know what? It's funny because you're never going to. Nobody is. But you got to live every day for the moment. You got to live every day like it's a new adventure. I wasn't joking when I say I'm excited about this upcoming week. I'm excited that the week's here. Why? Because it's all new. It's brand new. I get to start today, get to plan everything out. I get to meet new people. I get to talk to new people. I get to do new things. I get to read new books. And it's not going to be like yesterday because I don't want to go through the same routine. There's some people in life, they don't get it. And I know that some people on here, they don't get it either. They don't get when somebody tells you you matter, what that means. It means don't give up on yourself. It means don't give in to those nasty things around you. Don't give in to the alcohol. Don't give in to the drugs. Don't give in to addiction. Don't give in to the people out there that say you're a bad parent or you're never going to get to see your kids or you messed up. Now you don't get to see your kids because you messed up somewhere in life. So now you just think it's done. It's over with. I think some of the most heart, destroying things I've seen is when parents gave up on their kids because the other parent didn't want them in their life. So the other parent became more important than their children. And that breaks my heart every time because it shouldn't be about the other person. It should be about your children. It should be about what you do for them. You're going after them. If you go after them, you're going to win them over. If you're going after the baby mama or the baby daddy and they're more important, you're never going to win them over. When you're out there on the road and you're a truck driver and you're thinking about every single depressing thing, your truck goes wild, all of a sudden you have to bobtail back, or you have to sit around for a couple days. What's your plan B to do something instead of just sitting there? You know how many guys I know that are doing college while they're on the road? You know how many guys and women that while they're either in trucking or in the military, they're taking college classes while they're in the military? I took college while I was in the military. And every single person I served with can tell you that while I was taking college classes, I was doing my MCIs, my head was always in a book if it was not on the training range, or if it wasn't on a hump, or if it wasn't in the armory, or if it wasn't overseas. I was even the librarian on the USS Kearsarge. And the thing about it is, it paid off later on because, once I graduated and everything became okay. But you gotta have a plan B. You gotta do something else with your life. If all of a sudden you think, well, this is what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. No, it's not. Tomorrow's not planned. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. You're a great person, and what makes us great is the fact that we can adapt and overcome anything. And if you think that one little mistake in your life is going to prevent you from doing anything, or that one person that said something bad about you, that's the end all to be all. But no, it's not at all. You can't let other people dictate to you on how you live your life, okay? And my one friend, when they were calling him all these negative names and everything else, and he put it up there, I had to make a comment, and I had to ask him. I was like, I know who your friends are. I've been around you my entire life. I've never heard anybody call you this. I've never heard anybody tell you that. And then he starts going on about I'm like, that's kind of funny, because at no time did I hear anything negative come out of the president or come out of, the Democrats or the Republicans. So why all of a sudden, because then I saw in his history of social media, he was allowing people that didn't know him get to him. Well, how do those people matter? They're not building him up. If you're around people every single day of the week, I bet you anything, I can go to a bar in my hometown and there will be the same people there that were there 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago, complaining about the same stuff. And they're still just as negative to people today as they were back then. Why? Because they live off making people's lives a living hell. They live off the negativity. They live off the drama. I can go on Facebook right now, and I can go look at everybody's social media pages, and I can tell you who's a success and who's not. All by the way you are describing things on social media. Now, 99% of them, I'll be right. There will be that 1% I'll be wrong about. But here's just it. Why do you have to say anything negative at all? Why do you have to give in to the negative news or the negative social media? Why do you have to give in to, I understand that you're on social media, but that's not who you are. So why do you have to sit there and complain about people you have blocked when they're blocked and they're not going to see it anyway? Why? You want to try to hurt somebody? My suggestion to the person you're trying to hurt is ignore them. Get up, walk away. I don't care what they did to you. If somebody wants to talk negative and somebody wants to talk bad, you can get up and walk away. You can choose to eat into what they're doing and choose to contribute to that negative social life. Or you can choose to be like, wipe your hands of it. I don't even want to talk about it. Forgive, forget, move on. And people don't understand how to forgive and forget. They don't understand. Today I'm seeing a shooting down in Florida. Now, how does that have anything to do with what I'm talking about today? Easy. These have been going on for a long time. I mean, ever since the world's been full of shootings and stuff. They're just now choosing to report on it so that now all of a sudden it becomes an agenda for a social class or for a political class or anything else. But before these were going on, and they never used to report them. Why? You didn't want copycats. Now all of a sudden people know that they're figuring out that if they do these bad things, that people are going to pay attention to them. Believe it or not, I feel bad for the people that didn't try to stop them. They saw this person, something happening, and they never tried to stop it. Why? They didn't want to create waves. They didn't want to create ripples. It's like the bullying in high school. You're going to have it no matter what. Deal with it. But here's just it. If you see it and know what's going on, why don't you do something about it? Why did you choose to ignore it? All these people that we look at in Hollywood that think they're celebrities and they're not role models. They make a lot of money off making movies. At no time have they ever been role models. So why are we taking advice from them? Why are we not taking advice from our moms and dads anymore? Why are we not taking advice from our community leaders, from the people of our neighbors that we love and respect? Why are we not taking advice from our priests, our pastors, our rabbis? Why are we not taking advice from these people? You know who a true hero is? A school teacher. How come we're not taking advice from our school teachers? Do you think a school teacher, and if, you know what, there are the exceptions of some of these, but 99.9% of all school teachers are heroes. I don't care who you are. Heroes, principals, administrations in the school district, they're heroes. And if you have a problem, you go to them, they're going to do something about it. They're going to give you some great advice. They're great mentors. Trust me, I know. How come we're not going to them anymore? How come we're not putting them on the news saying what happened? Why is this going on? How come we're not going to our police officers? They're heroes. Why? Think about it. If something happens to you today and somebody comes and beats you down and somebody breaks in your house, you're going to call the cops. So why are you talking negative about the police officers? They're heroes. They're coming to our aid. Okay? I don't care about a stupid football player. I don't care if they kneel or stand. And the reason why I say this, okay? You're right. It's their right to do whatever they want, but it's also my right. They're not heroes to me. They're not people that I would ever want to socialize with because, yeah, sure, I might want their autograph, okay? There's been a lot of great football players out there, but they're not heroes, okay? Basketball players are not heroes in my book. Heroes are my school teachers. Heroes are my mentors. Heroes are the people in business that are trying to say, hey, you know what? You want to get that raise? Do this, this, and this. Hey, you want to get that promotion? Do this, this, and this. They're my college professors that sit there and they work with me after hours. They're sitting there doing what they can. That's the mom and dad that work with their kids on math and reading, and they themselves don't always understand it because they may have just had a high school education, but they're the ones that sit there every single day and they go over this stuff with us over and over and over again, and when we come home they're going to do it again with us. They're not going to give up on us. That's a hero. A hero is that firefighter that goes and runs into a fire. There was a news story the other day about off-duty firefighters that ran into a fire and grabbed the people and got out because that's what they know how to do. A hero to me is a military man and woman, doesn't matter what branch they're in or anything else, that basically, yes, they wanted to become in the military because they wanted free college. Okay, that's great. Now they actually served their entire term, but while they served, they became the hero they never thought they could become because they were pushed beyond their limits. That's what a hero is. That's what a great person is. These are heroes, okay? A person in jail is not a hero. The person that are billionaires and millionaires, they're not heroes. A hero is a person that puts more into us, that asks us to do more, that pushes us and pushes us. Everybody says, I hate drill instructors, but you want to know something? They push you beyond your limits because they can see what you can do when you yourself cannot. Those are heroes. Heroes are the people that every day try their best with you. They're the tutors, they're the mentors throughout life. They're the people that if you're working at McDonald's, they're going to teach you how to do the counter. Now, to give you an idea, I did work at McDonald's for part of my life, okay? And when I worked at McDonald's, I may have been a lifeguard and could tell you anything to do with lifeguards. And I can tell you who the heroes were over there, but they always wanted you to make a little more money. They wanted you to do a little more. So you teach how to do the fries, how to do the milkshakes, how to flip a burger, how to drop nuggets, Then all of a sudden you worked on the front. Well, I wanted to do more, so I became, part of the play place and everything. I started working with kids and everything. And to me, those were great mentors. They were people that taught me how to do the next thing in my life to get ahead. When I was a lifeguard, I wanted to do more than just a lifeguard. Joanne Ortworth would teach my sister and I and several other people how to become SW qualified, safety qualified, how to become more than just a lifeguard, but the trainers, the teachers, the aerobics instructors, and later on, combat swimming, which was not with the Joanne Ortworth, but I got to learn it because of what I learned through my mentors earlier on in life, and later on I was able to push myself even further. I can't jump from one step to being an expert. I had to go through a lot of mentors to get there, and some people, they don't want to listen to those people. They want to down them. They're like, they're not in it for me, they're in it for the money. Really? I can promise you the people that I learned from didn't make money off of me. The mentors I have now in life, they're teaching me to read books. I actually keep books and stuff on me. I don't even know I'm pulling out here. Everywhere from this book here, which is 30 Ways, to they're all different books, and I've got a lot of them, believe it or not. And I try to read these books every single day. Why? They're not about my business, but they're about how to push myself further and farther, how to talk to people, how to react with people. These are people you need to get around, and they're out there every day. You need to let go of the people that They're bumming smokes off you every day, and they're like, hey, man, you got a couple dollars for a couple beers? Let's go drink. You know, if you have somebody that every single night of the week wants to go drink with you, but you got to study instead, but you choose to go drink, you need to get away from that person. The reason why, you need to live outside the box. And believe it or not, they're living inside of a box that they can't get out of. They don't want to get out of it. Why? Because people like you keep giving them the attention. But when you stop giving them the attention, pretty soon they're going to ask you, hey, man, how about I go with you? Hey, let's go take a trip. Let's go here. Let's go there. I understand not everybody's the same and everybody learns in different ways. So why do I do these little videos like this? Because people don't understand that you can start today, any day of your life, to become what you want to become. You can be more today than who you were yesterday by making that one decision. I want to do something more with my life. I want to be happy. And it's true. If you do something in your life that makes you happy, it's not work. So in other words, you don't work a day in your life. Now, is there struggles? Yes. Do I work a day in my life? I work when I want to. Now, I work about 7 days a week, though, if you were to really go down to it. But that's just it. I enjoy what I do. I get to help people. Is everybody going to do what I do? No, they don't. But guess what? When I do what I do, I enjoy it. And I enjoy the good comments and when people are helped every single day. But I would never got into this business. And believe it or not, what I'm doing today, somebody tried to approach me about 20 years ago. I looked at them like they were crazy. But through learning and through technique and finally becoming a father and stuff like that and learning that I like to help people, now I do more volunteering than I do work. I love being part of the Marine Corps League, you know. I love my friends that are doing all these different events and activities. I love my community that I come from because I get to figure out what it's all about, okay? But you got to start somewhere. Now, what does all this have anything to do? Eventually, the people that need what I'm saying are going to listen. Eventually, you're going to understand what I'm talking about is this. It doesn't matter who somebody is or where they come from. What matters is that they lift us up and we lift them up. What matters is we push them, even if they don't know how. Our parents do not know how to do what we do today. No joke. But you want to know something? That doesn't stop them from being our biggest cheer squad. That doesn't stop them from motivating us or pushing us beyond our limits. Sometimes at the very beginning, parents are very skeptical because they're our parents. They're supposed to be. But when we start doing good, we start, pushing ourselves beyond our back. They're not doctors. They're not lawyers. But if we want to be a doctor or lawyer, they're going to push us. If we want to be a manager, they're going to push us. They're going to tell us we have to keep going. They're going to clap at us. Whenever we do great, they're going to say, great job. They have no clue what they're talking about, but they're excited for us. Get around people that are excited. Get around people that love you for who you are, and every day they push you to do more and better. Okay? The people that want to hold you down are the people who aren't going anywhere with their lives. They're the people that, they got these addictions they can't get out of. They don't want to get out of them because, if they got out of the addictions, that means they have to deal with real life. The fact is, it hurts really, really bad to get out of an addiction. But if you see somebody trying to get out of addiction, help them. Forgive the people in your past. It doesn't matter what they did to you. Many times people I hear, I don't care anymore. It's water off a duck's back anymore. I've already asked forgiveness. I've already forgiven those I need to forgive. And you know what? If somebody comes out and I forgive, I'll ask them to forgive. They look at me, that's okay. You don't have to forgive me when I ask forgiveness from you. But I forgive you for that. I forgive you for weighing on my mind. I forgive you because there's nothing I've ever done to anybody that would ever actually truly hurt them. They may have come up with a different thing later on, which I don't know what it is, but I hear people exaggerate on stories, not from mine, but like my buddy I was telling you about. And man, there were some big exaggerations on there. But you want to know something? Honestly, I know who this guy is, and I know he'd never do or even say the stuff that people said to him. He would never say it back to him. He's a good person. I know several females, because a couple guys didn't like him, had to go around and say something. Why? Because they respected themselves more than letting a guy do whatever they wanted to him. I know people that don't do drugs and basically walked away from their friends. Well, their friends couldn't bother standing to walk away from them. Oh, because they don't do drugs, that makes them a rat or something. No, they just don't want to get around that crap. Okay? I know people that go to church every day, all of a sudden that makes them no, that just makes them believe in something more than themselves. Every day we have to believe in something more than ourselves. And every day you have to push harder. My whole point of today is, look, get out there. You're important. You matter. What you say and do in life makes a difference in other people's lives. Yes, I'm a very vocal person, but a lot of people don't know is I have to force myself to be like this. What they don't know is, when I go home and it's quiet around me, I go stir crazy because I think of every single positive, negative thing I can, and I shouldn't be doing that. But I can't help it. It takes a lot of mentors to get me up and going. I actually have a routine in order to make sure I get out of bed every morning so that I can be productive in life. Do I have a problem with being productive? Yes, I do. Why? Because I'm one of those people, I just want to be an ostrich, put my head in the sand, and just want everybody else to go away. Why? Because I never feel like I can make a difference in somebody's life when I know I can. And I know it doesn't matter to any certain people, but there is going to be that one person, what I say or do matters. I know a lot of people, they're very depressed. They're very hard struck up, and they don't know how much they matter because nobody tells them they matter. So if I can get you to go out there and tell these people they matter, then what I say or do made a difference. If I can tell you a book to read, like 30 ways in 30 days to better yourself, this book here is just me taking notes on everything I do. I've had mentors my entire life, and they're some of the greatest people around. My sister has always been one of my biggest mentors. She's pushed me when nobody else could. And I remember everything she's ever told me. Shh, don't tell her that. Don't want to give her a big head. Just kidding. I love my sister. My daughter, my 11-year-old daughter, she's 11 years old now, has motivated me more than anybody else in the world. Why? Because I want to do more for her, to make her proud of her dad. My motivation is just being her father. That's my motivation. I love my little girl. I love my little girl's sister. I love my little girl's family. I love my family. I want to be more to my family tomorrow than what I am today. There's some people out there that just want to give up, put their head in the ground, not realizing their expertise, what they have to say matters. What they say to that next person next to them matters. I noticed that somebody caught on, and I admit for a couple days I wasn't myself. And I had somebody realize I wasn't posting much online and everything else, and they called me up. That made a big difference in my life because they were paying attention, and they didn't realize that, I took a break for a little bit. Why? Because I had to. Because I wasn't feeling me. I wasn't feeling it. Not that I want publicity from somebody. I don't. I was feeling kind of a little down. I didn't have my daughter around me, There's just whatever I was going through in my head. But I was able to get myself out of it. But I noticed a couple people caught on to that. I try to be on every day so I can make a difference in somebody's life. I don't really care about money. That doesn't bother me. I don't care about fame or fortune and stuff like that. What I care about is if I'm making a difference in somebody else's life, and if I can say the one thing that shows them to make a difference, or give them a book to read that makes a difference, or get them a chance to go out and get that job they want. You need to understand that, when I tell people to go shave and brush your teeth and put on a clean shirt and go out and push hard for that job, I really want you to get that job. If you're going out for a teaching position, be a great teacher and show it. Do something different in the interview that basically makes you stand apart from everybody else. If you're going to be a truck driver, make sure you got a clean CSA score. Go out there and be professional in everything you say or do. If you're going to go and join the military, go do it for yourself so that you can become the person tomorrow that you're not today. Because they're going to motivate you. They're going to strive you. I don't care about who your drill instructor was and what they put into you. But here's the thing. You need that drill instructor. You need that person in your life that's going to push you forward every single day. You need that person in your life that's going to say, I believe in you. I've been believing in you from day one. And that's what I'm trying to tell you right now, every one of you. And it's funny because when I put something up there, people actually resonate and they get mad at me because they think I'm talking directly to them for something they may or may not have done, or they think they may or may not have done. But here's the thing. Here's the little secret. It's not. It's because I put it out there because it's what's in my mind and how I feel about you. And I think you're great. I think you're outstanding. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care if you're a guy or a girl or a man or a woman or a teenager or a college kid. I don't care. What I care is that no matter where you're at in your life, you lift yourself up, you keep pushing forward, and you keep moving on. You've got to get to that desert. You've got to have the starting line. But there's a point, and every one of you out there right now, and I can see because I see you coming up here, you're in the middle of your journey. you no longer see the start. You no longer see the finish. And I'm going to wrap this up like this because I give it 30 minutes and I wrap it up. You're not going to see the start. You're not going to see the finish. That's why you need the people around you. You need the people around you because you don't even know that you're in a rut. You don't even know where you're at right now because you don't see the start. You can't see the finish. You're in the middle of your journey. And when this journey's over, it's the next one. Everybody gets mad. It's like, oh, I'm so glad that journey's over. But people forget, when you cross that finish line, it wasn't about the start. It wasn't about the finish. It was about what you did in the middle. It's about the influence you made, the impact you made. It's about the jobs you did. It's about the people you influenced. It's about the motivation you did in the middle. The end is the end. The beginning is when you start learning what's in the middle. And eventually you look back. And I finish it on this. You go to boot camp. You stand on the yellow footprints. In the Marine Corps, you stand on the yellow footprints. In the Army, you get off the cattle trucks. You get yelled at, go, 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 move, 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 move. Everybody's up, oh, go, go, go. You know, they're making you go as fast as you can, 24/7. Move, 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 move. Go, go, go. Get this on, get that on, get this on, get that on. Stamp that. Making you go to his head, and you're like all confused. You're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm at this boot camp. And guess what? You can't leave because you're stuck. You signed a contract. Now you got to go through the boot camp. Now all of a sudden they're going to teach you to march. They're going to teach you to run. Now all of a sudden you got to run a 3-mile run in the Marine Corps. You got to run a 2-mile run in the Army. You're going. Oh my God, I can't do this. The drill instructor, get your butt moving because guess what? There's nothing you can do now. They take everything away from you so you get it done. They took it all away. Start running. Start pushing. Push up. Pull up. Run. Put your uniform on. Learn to march. Learn to eat. Eat fast. Go. What the heck do I need this for? Oh my gosh, what am I learning? Now you're in college. The professors are giving you homework. Oh crap, I got to go to Western. All of a sudden I'm getting all this English. Now I got to get to my next class. I got to get to my history class. I got to get to my economics class. What am I going to do? I need a break. Oh, I got to keep pushing forward. You're going to have people say, oh, this is great. The professors are going to be, but then all of a sudden, you know, at the end of the night when you just calm down, all of a sudden you need a little bit of extra honey. Guess what? Those teachers like, okay, I'm going to give you an extra 5 minutes. Here's what you need to learn. Do this. I know you're not getting it right away, but if you do it this way, okay, it didn't work. Now you're going to tear it again. They're going to give you so many different ways. Eventually you're going to figure out how. Now all of a sudden graduation comes up. You got to learn drill on the drill field. Guess what? You got to learn drill in the Army too. It doesn't matter what branch you're in. You got to learn drill. You got to learn how to dress. You got to learn who you are. You got to learn cadence. You got to learn rifle. Okay? Now all of a sudden you're out there. And you're like, wow, almost ready to graduate. Now all of a sudden you realize the drill instructors aren't yelling at you. Now all of a sudden you realize that you're just coming second nature. They taught you to do something which you needed to know anyway in order to survive. It's kind of like when we first learned to walk as a child. They taught you how to crawl, how to walk, how to skip, and how to run. They taught you how to go from diapers to your big boy underwear. They taught you how to go from shorts to putting jeans, to putting pants on, to putting a shirt and tie on. And in the military, they teach you the exact same thing. So here you are at the start. You're so confused at the start, you're running. It's a 100-meter sprint. You're running. You got everybody even with you, and you got to get ahead of that crowd somehow. The problem is, what everybody else doesn't know, is you were running every single day. You did that one extra thing to get ahead of everybody. You did the one extra thing to make your life matter. Now all of a sudden you're in the middle of the race and you realize that there's a guy right on the side of you or a woman right on the side of you. And you guys are neck and neck and you're pushing. But guess what? You did that one thing. You practiced a little extra harder than the other person. You did that one thing more. You ran an extra mile a day. You did one extra push-up. You went to one extra interview. You read one extra book. You did the one thing that they didn't do. You decided that you wanted to be extraordinary, not ordinary. So in the middle of the race, between your start and your finish, that's when you push the hardest. That's when all of a sudden you looked at it and said, no, I got to keep going for it. I can't see the start line. That's where I was the most confused. That's where the drill instructors yelled at me. That's where everybody was pushing me to do whatever I had to do, and it confused me. But guess what? It made sense. But guess what? It's just like in the military, Army, Navy, Marines. Doesn't really matter. At the beginning, at the starting line, they pushed you. At the starting line on a regular race is when you pushed the hardest. When you got to the middle, you realized that your hardest still wasn't good enough, but that extra practice you did every day mattered. You don't see the start line no more because you're not looking at the start line. It's done. It's over with. You're in the middle of your race. You're in the middle of boot camp now. Now all of a sudden you're not being yelled at, but you got to learn everything at that start of the race. Now you look at everybody around you. Now it's time to kick it into high gear. You can't see the end, but you know it's there. Why? Because you had everybody around you motivating you, telling you where it's at. You had yourself in your mind saying, there is an end. There is an end. And guess what? All of a sudden, everybody's cheering, everybody's clapping, everybody's right there, and you realized you crossed a finish line. Now you're hurting. Your finish line's over. Boot camp's over with. Then you realize it's just the start. It's over, but guess what? You learned that little extra practice, those little extra mentors, the people you got around mattered. When people told you to believe in yourself and you finally started learning to believe in yourself, you got the job. You made it through boot camp. Now it's time to go on to the next level. It's like a Nintendo game or a PlayStation game. You got past the first level. Now you know how to operate the joystick. Great. That doesn't make the game over with. Now you got the mile run coming up. Now you got to learn how to pace yourself. Now, if you notice, there's always something new to learn. Pretty soon you're running a 26-mile marathon. You know how many people I know that wanted to lose weight, that wanted to get better, now can run a 26-mile marathon? They never in a million years thought they'd ever do it because of where they started from. But now, as they were getting in the middle and everything else, they just pushed their game up more and more. They never thought they'd write a book, but they pushed their game up more and more. They never thought they'd be a mentor, but they pushed their game up more and more. They never thought they'd be a public speaker, but they pushed their game up more and more. They learned a little bit more. They did a little bit more. But they all started out in boot camp. They all started out at our starting line. And eventually they won. Not maybe the race that they were running, but what they wanted to achieve. They got the job. Or they got the job they needed. They got where they needed to be. Because in the middle, when you can't see the start and you can't see the finish, you're no longer being yelled at. You're no longer... It's the faith you have in yourself is what will push you over that line every time. The faith you have in yourself that others had in you. And when you put faith in somebody else, that's what you're doing. You're giving them that one more step. They can go that one more mile. They can go that one more meter. They can push off just a little bit harder. They get a little bit more energy. And all it takes, like in anything else, is your wisdom, your hope, and your confidence in them. You believed in yourself enough to believe in other people. That's where you started. Believing in yourself and then believing in other people. Believe in yourself every day. You're going to be in the middle of your race. You're not going to see the start of the finish. But there is a finish. And then there's a whole nother race. Enjoy it. My name is Jeffrey Jansen. Every day of your life, know you matter. Know that you're important. Know that you make a difference. Know that what you say, think, does, or feels has an impact on yourself and those people around you. So make it great. And if you're around negative people and people that don't believe in you, then walk away, which is the hardest thing to do. But walk away and get around people that do believe in you. If you're struggling through an addiction and you need help, don't get around the same people that are the addicts. Get around people every day. They're going to motivate you. Get around nobody. If everybody around you is negative, then it's better to be on your own than be around people that are going to bring you down. I believe in you. I believe in what you can do. I believe and have faith in you every single day. And I will encourage you every single day because you encourage me. Like I said, I'm Jeff Jansen. I've had positives and negatives in my life. I've been up, I've been down, and I've been all around. I'm proud to be a father. I'm proud to be a friend. I'm proud to be a son, and I'm proud to be a brother, and I'm proud to be an uncle. I'm proud to be a Marine, and I'm proud to be a Legal Shield associate. But most of all, I'm proud that I get to know each and every one of you. And your stories inspire me. Your hope inspires me, and what you do for each other inspires me. So, that being said, I've had my 30 minutes. God bless. I'll talk to everybody later. Hope you all have a great Sunday. I'll see you soon, everybody.